Is there any good research on the differences between synthetic versus whole food vitamins?
So there is for some, I think the biggest thing to understand is that for most nutrient forms, the like man-made synthetic version is bioidentical to what's found in food. So for most of the nutrients that you would find in fortified foods or in a supplement, most of the time they are the same form as what you get in food. There's only a couple of exceptions where the synthetic form is quite different, and so the most, like, easy to understand one is folic acid, vitamin B9, or folate. So folic acid is the synthetic version that's added to fortified foods and that is found in most multivitamins. Folate actually encompasses a whole pile of different forms. The active form is L-methylfolate. So that is what our bodies have to take the various forms of vitamin B9 in food or the folic acid, and we still have to convert it into the active form of vitamin B9 in order for it to do cool stuff in our bodies. So folic acid is actually better absorbed in our gastrointestinal tracts than the folates naturally found in foods. We absorb it at a much higher percentage, which is why that's the one that's used in multivitamins and fortified foods. But it takes more steps to convert to L-methylfolate than most of the forms of folates found in food. Some take the same number of steps, but most of them are going to take fewer steps, or we do get a little bit of L-methylfolate from food. So for most people, that is completely equivalent. Your body's going to see both of those. It's going to convert it in L-methylfolate. No big deal. It's all fine. For some people who just don't convert folic acid to alpha methylfolate as efficiently, even though you get like a lower percent absorption from food, you're still gonna be able to use that better. And those are people who do better with a methylated folate as the form in supplements compared to folic acid. There's a little bit of science showing that high levels of serum folic acid can increase risk of some health problems. That is, again, not if that's most people won't have that unless you're taking, like, crazy high doses or you're taking high doses or, like, relatively high doses and also not converting it very well. So that is I'm not sure if that's a test your doctor can run, actually, come to think of it. I'm not sure if that's even available. But understanding your ability to convert folic acid into L-methylfolate, that it can be done with sort of regular genetics panels that look at methylation genes, and that will give you a sense of whether or not folic acid is the best form of the supplement. Um, but all that being said, in prenatal vitamins, folic acid is the one that has the track record of reducing spinal tube defects across the board. So there's not the same kinds of studies that even exist using L-methylfolate. So all that to say, even when there's, like, an interesting thing to talk about, like there is with vitamin B9, because I think that is interesting, for the vast majority of people, our bodies use it the same. It's not a big deal. Even if you have a slightly reduced ability to methylate, you're still gonna use the folic acid. It is really a very small number of people who have big deficiencies to methylation, like you're measuring high levels of homocysteine when you get your blood tested. Those are the people who probably. Uh, I would recommend talking to your doctor about a different form of vitamin B9 in supplement form, if that is you. But yeah, for the rest of us, the whole like synthetic nutrients versus natural nutrients, like most of the time we're talking about the exact same thing. Most of the time, it's the exact same chemical compound, it's the exact same form. We just made some in a lab one way versus it grew in the food the other way. But it's in the end, it's chemically identical. And if it's chemically identical, our bodies don't know the difference.